What is going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today I wanted to talk to you about T2. I want to give you an overview of some of the data points, what shorts did, and what just came out from the company. Before I get into any of that though, make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And with that, let's get right to it. So it did go down about 4.39% throughout the day. A little low on the volume though, so 32.8 million shares being traded. 60 is the average. But after hours, it is going up at around 18.74% based on a lot of volume. So you kind of had two different stages, one of which is when news recently did come out after hours, caused this spike up to just shy of the resistance, and then something just decided to break above that. So most likely that was just shorts covering some of their position, breaking it above the resistance. So it is kind of free to run up to around the 24-cent range. I'm going to touch on all the technicals in a second. But at the time of doing this video, no SEC filings today. There was this news that came out, and it is ultimately just T2 announcing the Q3 earnings. And so that is going to be on October the 12th, 2023 at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up and subscribe because I'm going to be live streaming that as well. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. But as far as some expectations for their upcoming earnings, right now there's around one analyst with a consensus or with an estimate of -4 cents per share, which in comparison to the last couple of quarters is fairly good. Q2 though, they did beat the analyst expectations. Q1 they missed, and then Q4 2022 they did beat. And just in case you do not know, investors care about ultimately three things: earnings per share, revenue, and future guidance. Future guidance is going to play a very big part in this earnings, especially considering they are going to be talking on the distribution, the pros, cons, what they kind of see as potential successes in the near term for obviously this new product that they're going to be launching. But at the same time, they're going to be talking on this. So when it comes down to the whole NASDAQ compliance, because they need to be over $1 for 10 to 20 consecutive days before the November 20th. So this is also something else that they are going to be talking on. But once again, going back over here, as far as revenue, currently there still is that one same analyst with a consensus of around $2.6 million in revenue. And based on over the last couple of earnings, that definitely is a nice improvement. And unfortunately, 2023 has not been good to T2. So the first half, they missed on revenue, both on the Q1 and Q2 earnings. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. If you are looking for a lot of good compiled information, such as analyst ratings, forecasts, reports, everything under the sun, take a look at Interactive Brokers, link in the description below and also the comments for all of this information to be completely free. So take advantage of that. So when it comes down to options, right now there is around $1,900 in calls being purchased versus 313 in puts. So the overall dollar value definitely was a little bit lower today compared to previous days, but nonetheless, still very much optimistic. In fact, almost about 67% of all the options today was optimistic and bullish. As far as this, similar if you are optimistic, because this does show all the calls, has the strike prices, expiry dates, and based on the 50-cent strike price, there's currently around 9,000 in open interest. So people are anticipating for it to be above 50 cents by at least October the 20th. And looking here, there was only one transaction that did occur on the secondary market over $100,000. That was done very first thing, and unfortunately, based on the bid and the ask versus the selling price, it was a sell. No transactions, oddly enough, on the dark pool over $100,000. So that's something just to keep in mind. But dark pool is very much linked to shorting, so I'll give you an overview of that. So currently the estimated short interest is around 11.83%. The percentage free float on loan is around 14.21%. So based on this information, clearly there's a lot of naked shorting that is out there. So that's something, once again, just to kind of keep in mind. Short score is currently 78, utilization is 85.73, and then just the cost to borrow percentage, the average is around 39.36%. So let me know your thoughts on this in the comments below. Regardless, there still is a lot of suppression when it comes down to T2, because almost around 57.39% of the overall volume today was attributed to shorts. And even more so, I think it was around 71.4% of all the volume was redirected off of the exchange to the dark pool. So a lot of manipulation happening behind the scenes to T2. But with all of that, I'll go over some of the technicals. So currently it is up around that 16.21%. So it's pulling back a minor amount, but like I mentioned, there was two different stages. So it kind of had this temporary bump up right here to around the 20 to 20.5 cents. And that basically was right here. So this P point. So as it stands after hours, it is trading between this P and this R1. So like I mentioned, it kind of is free to run all the way up to around the 24-cent mark. So kind of interesting. Based on the technicals, things are oddly enough, even though it has gone down quite a lot, it actually is starting to look a little bit more optimistic. So the definitely data points could be looking good, especially maybe some shorts are scared essentially about the upcoming earnings, because especially smaller market cap companies, and with this revolutionary product, they could really shake the market quite a lot and shake shorts out. But I know a lot of people do not want this company to be considered a meme stock or a short squeeze play. So obviously take all that with a grain of salt, because as well as I always say, I'm not a financial advisor. Make sure you guys always do your own due diligence. But generally speaking, I do feel that this company does have a lot of good progress ahead of it. It just does need to really let us know, especially during the Q3 earnings, what their distribution model is, and more so just how they plan on getting compliant with the NASDAQ. So let me know your thoughts on all of this. Give yourself a shout out in the comments if you have been buying, selling, holding. What is your take on T2 in the comments below? As well, take advantage of this promo link in the description below and also the comments. Sign up for an account with Moomoo, throw $100 at it, and you get 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. So this is one of the best deals on the market, only up until October the 20th. With all that said, I appreciate all of you watching, and let's all make a ton of money on T2.